Good evening and welcome to Manning Field as we're getting ready to end the first long day, the Agganis All-Star Games. Here at Manning, there were 2 lacrosse games and 2 soccer games. This is the second, the girls soccer, now the boys soccer. And over at Fraser, there was baseball and softball. So they play 9 games every year. They usually space them out Sunday through Thursday. Now it's only Sunday through Wednesday, and they have Tuesday off because they played 4 games here and 2 games at Fraser. They played 6 games. They usually play 2 opening day with the opening ceremonies. They usually play 2 basketball on Monday, and they play soccer and lacrosse on Tuesday and Wednesday. They spread them out nicely and make it easy for us to televise. They didn't make it easy for us today. We didn't get to do any of the lacrosse games. We managed to pick up the second half of the girls' soccer game that started just a little after the boys' baseball game. And now we're here for this one. And after today will be basketball, boys and girls tomorrow, and then a day off, and then football on Wednesday, the granddaddy of the Agganis Classics. 65th year. Way back when, October 1956, they got together and put all this together, and it started out with just a football game, and then little by little, they kept adding on each year. Soccer, one of the older ones, 25 years. The lacrosse games were the 9th year. Basketball, 16 years. Baseball and softball are 26, second oldest next to football. Because everybody started, we know Harry was a great football player, but he was also a very outstanding baseball player. And people were saying, what about baseball? He was a baseball player. And they said, okay, if we have baseball, what about softball? And of course, as it went along, everybody was saying, what about us? What about basketball? What about soccer? And then lacrosse came along. So now there's 9 events. And they've given out 1,049 scholarships. And that's, each one of those scholarships are for 4 years. They've gone almost $2.5 million, $2,200,000 in scholarship money, honoring Harry. As I said, the granddaddy will be Wednesday. That's the big one. It's a football. And it was tough. Paul Harlan, who was in charge of all this, along with some great workers. I named 2, Moona Mullins and Buzzy Barton. 2 great people, very good friends, mine and Paul's. And they've been here every year working hard, helping to make it a success. And there's been a lot of people behind the scenes, a lot of people contributing, donating time, money, all those great sponsors. The North is in blue, the South is in white. But congratulations to all those people over all the years doing so much for so many, and there's so many kids who got a lot of help. And any of you people watching these telecasts, if you went to college, or if your family went to college, or if you got kids who are going to college or about to go to college, you know that anytime you can get, even if it's $1 or $2 to help out, it's a huge help. So this is like you get 4 years. As long as you're in college, you keep getting a check each year, and it helps you immensely. So congratulations to Paul Howland and all those great Agganis people who do it for absolutely zero. You couldn't pay, like Paul Howland, you couldn't pay him a salary. You couldn't afford it with all the hours he put in contacting coaches and ADs and getting everything ready, uniforms, referees, coaches, players, making up rosters. It's an awful lot of work, and he does it very well. So congratulations to all of those people for all that they do. Trying to walk in, North breaks it up, they get it back, still with it, finally taken away, and North starts it back the other way. North is trying to get a sweep in the soccer. The girls won 3-1. Laura Dorr from Winthrop got a goal and assist. Cornell from St. Mary's picked up an assist. South actually got the win in baseball and softball because the South won the softball game and the baseball game wound up a tie. So the North was 0-1-1 and the South was 1-0-1. Dante Jesimondo from Linfield is in net. On the other side, it's Liam Foley from Fenwick. Blocked again. And trying to keep it in. Couldn't. Finally slid out of Richard DeCamo of Everett. But wow, they're giving it. I thought it went off DeCamo. North was about to put it in play. And I guess what they call was contact on the North because it's a free kick. It did go out of play. But they called the contact. So the South right back at her from long range. Jesimondo will make the play. Well, they tried to set it up and they lost it. And they get it back to Foley. And they knock it back to Foley again. He gets it across to Barrios from Lynn English. And they bang it out. And it goes off Jackson Niccolo from St. Mary's. Barrios trying to kick it deep. It got picked off. Coming down the far side. Trying to center it. Blocked nicely by the defense. And that pass somehow got through all the way to the near side. And it's going to go out off to south. So nobody with a real opportunity yet to get on the board. And it's been back and forth. Long throw in. They threw that a long way. He should be a quarterback. They almost got a break. Xavier Bonser of Salem Academy almost got around the defense and picked that pass off. He would have walked in alone. Pass broken up and kicked very deep. And they'll let it go back to Foley. He throws it ahead to Barrios. Over to DeCamo. Broken up. Carlos Persona from Everett pushed it. Now it's broken up. South takes it away. A couple of nice shifts. They knock it down the far side. And they try to center it. It got blocked and knocked away by the North. And South takes it away. Shot from long range, just went wide left. Good, strong bid. Solid shot from long range. That was Michael Maldonado from Revere with that rifle shot that didn't miss by much. South's right back at it. Lead pass, try to walk in. They make contact with the goaltender. Carlos Persona bumped into Jessamano just as they both got there at the same time. Jessamano grabbed it, held on. From long range, again, wide right, again, off the foot of Maldonado. But Juan Camilo Perez, if he was half a step quicker, he would have been able to tip it by. Corner kick. Out in front, headed away by the defense nicely. South gets it back, controlling it. Off a body out in front, and they tip it in. Nice job. Long pass across. He got his body on it. Tipped it, knocked it down, and then went upstairs under the top crossbar in the far corner. And that might be the young man from Revere again. Waiting for him to turn around so I can get his number. I think it was the same number 10. And it was. So Michael Maldonado, who had those two rifle shots that went wide, did a nice job out in front. I didn't get that long pass from the far side, went all the way through. He got up, got a body on it, knocked it down, snuck between the defense and got a foot on it, and then knocked it into the far corner under the top crossbar. And South almost got there again. So a very nice play by Michael Maldonado of Revere. That almost a disaster. Barrios covers up. The defender slipped and fell and almost gave a breakaway to the North. And now it gets knocked out. Barrios covered up and knocked it back to Foley, the goaltender. And slipping and falling again is South. North 3-on-3. And the pass a little bit behind the intended receiver allows the South to catch up. They almost broke it up. Trying to walk in, they slip it through, the shot, tip it in front, and they knocked it over the net. They knocked it out in front, and they had a shot. They one-timed it. They might have had a chance of knocking it down and getting a good shot, but they tried to one-time it, and they got under it and tipped it over the net instead of into the net. And that was Bibek Galung from Lynn Tech. That would have been a big goal for the city. They got it through nicely out in front. He was there, and he probably thought, I better hurry up because they're coming up to get me. And he just got a piece and knocked it over the net. Just past the halfway mark of this first half. They're doing it different for the boys. The girls played 20-minute periods. The boys are playing the normal halves. It's a little bit easier for the boys now. This is later in the day. Sun is hiding a couple of times behind the clouds. It gets a little shadowy here at Manning Field, and it's not cold, but it's not quite as warm or hot as it was all during the day. Throw coming in from the near side. Luke Martino from Linfield will throw it in. And he lets it fly right out in front of the net. And they got a piece again, and it missed it, tipped it away. The North had a chance again. They had a play on the ball out in front, and they tipped it. And Niccolo was there if they tipped it like out in front, but they tipped it away from the net. Niccolo was sitting right on the back door, but they didn't tip it toward the net. They tipped it away from the net. They missed a golden opportunity. And now I think they're calling North for the contact, although South didn't need it because they took it by anyway. One. Carrillo Perez from Revere took it by everybody anyway. Now they kick it deep. And Jessamendo throws it up. North will come back the other way. And gets knocked out. They go very deep with the pass. Barrios knocked it away. And I don't know if they called it offside or you can't make the pass like that. I'm not that up to date in the rules. The official blew the whistle. And they're giving Barrios the free kick. Hustling back and taking it away was Carlos Persona from Everett. Loose. They're letting him play a little bit. With a rush, trying to get around. Down deep. Still with it. And he still had it, but he was out of play when he centered it. It still baffles me how good these young men are, and the young women too. Making that rush. You're not just running, you're running and controlling the ball while the defender is just running, trying to stop you. And you still have people that get around the defenders. It deflected away toward the net. Jessamando comes out, grabs it before the South could get a shot off. Nice little shift. They push it up the near side. Niccolo did a nice job keeping it in play. And now Tech with a nice little move. Gets around a couple of people. Blocked and knocked away by Barrios. That's Barrios from English breaking up. DeLong from Tech. They didn't get a chance to play this year because they didn't have the city soccer tournament like they usually do. Jackson Niccolo gets a break. Friends with his entire family. Bob Niccolo's father is a great friend. Julia is a very good soccer player, softball player. And Jackson is going in the U.S. Army. So congratulations to him. We wish him well and hope he'll stay safe. A little bit of confusion. He thought first it was a throw and now it's a kick. Nice takeaway by the North. South again with a rush, trying to get around. Can't get the shot off. Good defense. Couldn't even make a pass or a shot, and the ball wound up being taken away. And I think that was Jason Ocone from Swampscott. Shot, what a save. Tremendous save by Jessamando. That was going inside the near post. And that defense actually was Kyle Scher from Lynn Classical. And that shot, once again, was Michael Maldonado. He's had 4 solid shots, and now they kick it in, and they get a header. They kicked it right to the middle of the net, and cutting through everybody, sneaking in, and just redirecting it with his head is Maldonado. He's been all over the place. He did it with his foot, now he does it with his head. He just found a little crease between a couple of defenders, got in, couldn't get it with his body, just pushed it with his head. And the South has doubled their fun. It's now 2-0. Ryan Lima was the man, the other end of that goal getting the assist. He got the kick perfectly placed. He put from the near side, he put the kick right in the middle of the net. And all Maldonado had to do was just get his head on it. Not easier said than done, but he got his head on it, and he knocked it home. South going right back at it. So Lima got the assist on Maldonado's second goal. Now he gets the goal himself as South is opening up. The last 6 or 7 minutes have been very productive. All of a sudden, it's 3-0. Ryan Lima, of course, from Lynn English. English. Had a very good year. Shortened year, but a very good year. First year in the GBL. So we moved along, trying to feel each other out through the first half of this first half. But as we got to right about 15 minutes left in this first half, all of a sudden, Maldonado gets two off a pretty kick in by Lima. And then Lima bangs one home from the left side. And Maldonado and Lima have given the South a 3-0 lead. They boot it ahead. They try to center it. They get it out in front. Nice defense. I think it was Bjorn Schroeder from Peabody. He was on his way to Boston College, by the way. Just got out in front. They were dead center, inside the 5-yard line, lining up a shot. And he cut in front and knocked the pass away. And now they got another corner kick coming up from the near side. They got a piece of it, but popped it up over everything, out of play. The one deficit with this outstanding complex is the sun is in front of us and not behind us. As the sun sets, it's way over to the left. So if you take a quick look to the left, you get blinded. Now, as it moves from left to right. And when it finally starts to settle, it'll be over by midfield. So the sun comes over and it's virtually right almost in the middle of the field. So if you look up and look either direction, you get blinded by the sun. They knock it back to Foley. Nice little shift, gets it by. They knock it deep, and North has to kick it out because it looked like South might get a break. 5 minutes and counting left in a big first half for the South, or at least a big second half of the first half for the South. They lead it 3-0. And South right back at it. Lost it and gets booted and knocked out by Nick Sciabloni of Peabody. And North takes it away. Pass too far ahead. And South gets it back. Trying to walk in, trying to set up a shot. It got blocked. Took maybe a little too long. He had a shot initially and then tried to get a little bit closer. And now, shot, knocked it down, beat the defense, and then tried to knock it into that far corner. And a little too far. And that was... I was going to say it was Maldonado, but I think it was Diego Salcido of Revere. Out in front, knocked away by the North, skips past the South. And from long range, they try to kick it on the net. Aiden Dwyer Fenwick knocked it wide right. And the North will kick it away. This is almost like identical with the girls' team, except it was the North getting out to a 3-0 lead. South got a goal in the second half, but couldn't get any closer. Now they knock it deep. Trying to center it. It gets deflected and knocked out. And did North get a piece, or did they just kick it out? North did not touch it, so North will kick it away. Once again, the ball, as I say that, they take it down deep into the south end. It's the first time the North have been down here in a long time. They try to center it. Foley just comes out, and about a step and a half, just took it away. And he took it away from Bibik Galung from Lynn Tech. If Galung was a step quicker or sooner, he would have got there first. We're in the final 2 minutes. North would like to get at least one to get back in it. Maybe regroup at halftime. We'll give them a little momentum going in. Again, during the season, those last two plays, the head popping it, heading it forward, heading it back, the whistle would have blown, and it would have been a free kick for one of the two teams because heading was not allowed during the high school season. Obviously, for safety purposes, I've always mentioned it. You know, they talk about all the other sports. They say, how about soccer? The soccer ball is not, you know, it's not a mitten. It's not something that's like a soft pillow. it's very hard, and you go up and get your head on it, and that can cause some problems. They get the throw in, it's going to go deep, and they kick it out, and that's going to do it. We're going to come to the close of this first half. So for the first half of the first half, it was very competitive, back and forth, and then Michael Maldonado took over. He had got a couple of rifle shots early on that just missed. Then he got a rifle shot that went in. Then off a kick from the sideline, he snuck in between everybody, got a head on it and knocked that in. And then Lima got one with about 8 minutes left. Knocked it in from the left side. And that's where we are. The South leading the North 3-0 at halftime. Welcome back, as we're just about set to start the second half here at Manning Field. The South took charge in halfway through that first half, putting 3 on the board, 2 of them by Michael Maldonado of Revere. The other one by Ryan Lima. Have gone as far without mentioning the locals. For the North, Kyle Scheer of Lynn Classical, Frismont Macario from Lynn Tech, Jason Nicolo from St. Mary's, all on the North. On the South, Louis Ailman from English, Robin Barrios of English, Ryan Lima of English, I'm going to go back and mention also I made a mistake. They gave me the wrong roster. They didn't give me an updated roster for the girls soccer, so I want to apologize to all those people whose names I got wrong, because I was going by the numbers of the page, and I kept wondering why there weren't more local kids playing for the 2 teams, and I found out there was, because I had the wrong roster. So I'm going to mention the girls again: Eliza Brown for St. Mary's, Susanna Cornell from St. Mary's, Julia Nicolo from St. Mary's, Maria Pereira from St. Mary's, Daniela Santa Maria from Lynn Tech. That was the North. And on the South, Mary Collins, Hannah Guthrie, Kathleen Mannion, Jessica Page, all from Lynn Classical. And Mary Collins and Jessica Page are 2 of the scholarship winners. Again, a scholarship, well deserved. They're great young ladies. So I mentioned that during the boys' game just because I did it when I finally realized what was going on, but I want to make sure I give them credit for being here, playing, and being selected, and for those 2 winning the Agganis scholarships. Camden Wheeler is now in net for the North, and they call the South offside. So as I mentioned before, it was fairly even through the first half of the first half. Maldonado from Revere had a couple of outstanding chances, but went wide left, wide right. on 2 bullets, but then he finally knocked it home. And then on a nice kick from the near side, he snuck through a couple of defenders, got a head on Ryan Lima's kick, perfect kick, and headed it in. And then Ryan Lima, from the far side, knocked it behind the goaltender into the back of the net to make it 3-0, and that's where we are. As we're just slightly in to the second half. And Foley comes out in the middle of everybody and jumps up and gets that kick, and South will take it back the other way. And as I mentioned in the girls' game, this is not easy to do. You know, you play with your teammates all year. Everybody gets to know. I know how Ryan Lima does this. I know how Robin Barrios does this. And you get in position to receive a pass or make a play. But now you're playing with people from all over the place. You know, we got Swampscott, Salem Academy, Marblehead, Gloucester, Wakefield, Rockport, Somerville, Everett, Revere, Bishop Fenwick. There aren't more than a couple of players from each team playing. So it's awful hard to get used to playing with everybody for the first time. And it's not like the football teams. These kids didn't get together and practice for a week or so and get ready to play. Shot blocked. So I give credit to all of these players out here now. There are some things that just you naturally do. But still, Reading going to Marblehead to Swampscott to Lynn English, totally different. Shot in the back of the net. They lined it up from the 10-yard line. And a rifle shot just under the top crossbar inside the near post. And I think it was Lynn Tech. Pibik Kalung from Lynn Tech. He was bouncing around and got to his foot. He was out right around, right inside, just inside the 10-yard line. He just booted it right under the top crossbar inside the near post. And let's see if that gives to North a little bit of momentum. Broken up nicely by the South defense. It goes out. And I believe it's going to be a corner kick. Galone will take it from the near side. Now it won't be him. He tried to boot it out in front. North knocked it down but couldn't collect it. South clears it away. North coming back. They let it. Solid shot. Got tipped and went over the top crossbar. Delivery. Is this going to cost me more popcorn?
You still have your notes from those 2 games, like the softball, baseball. Where are they?
Paul Harrell, the director, doing a nice job. Coming up and delivering pizza.
So you have some notes you can get to the items? Okay. Are you going to email them or would you copy me? So I just Oh, yeah, Matt, I'm sorry.
Nice service here in the press box. I was trying to clear it. They finally do. They pop it up north, puts it back in the south end, and the south pushes it out. And a takedown, they're going to blow the whistle. South will get a free kick. Cutting through the middle, I think it was Maldonado who got taken down. He made a nice little move to get by the defense, and they reached for the ball and got his ankle instead of the ball. It'll be Ryan Barrios of Lynn English. He's going to go to Wentworth. Congratulations. Drilled it. It got headed toward the net. South trying to control, walking around, taking the shot. Big time save. They kept the defense away from the ball. Juan Camilo Perez. He kept the defense on his back, spun around to the middle, drilled it, and Wheeler made an outstanding save. He just spun to his left and rifled it as he was spinning, and Wheeler robbed him. Pass picked off. And picked off again. And Tech will take it the other way. Galung now gets the pass across. South breaks it up. And they knock it away to the far side. They knock it deep. Defense slows the play down. Try to center it, head it away. Again, couldn't do that during the high school season. That was a no-no. These kids are so used to that. They've been playing soccer virtually all their life. They've watched it on TV with the headers. They've done it themselves. And then all of a sudden, can't do that. Totally changed the high school game. Galung trying to get around. Gives it up. And it's broken up nicely. Good defense. I think that was Barrios. North coming back. Down the near side. Trying to center it. Shot blocked. Aiden Dwyer of Fenwick actually spun around like either the hip or the back, blocked that shot. South has had a little bit of a disadvantage with the rosters because they only have, I think, one sub. I think one of the other goaltender, one player on the bench, I don't know if he got hurt. He's just sitting, he's not getting involved. So they only have one sub. Not quite to the halfway mark of this second half. They kick it away. I was trying to collect, they do. Knocked down in the middle and knocked away. Barrios with another nice play. Not an easy thing to go all the way in this one. It's hot out there. And the sun hasn't gone down yet. The sun is up. We've reached the halfway mark of this second half. 3-1. And I mentioned this is like a carbon copy of the girls' game, except it's the South. In the girls' game, the North got out to a 3-0 first half. South scored the one goal in the second half for a final of 3-1. Now it's the South scoring 3. Shot blocked. And he got it on the ankle. Austin Mattis of Rockport blocked that shot, and he's bouncing around trying to get his ankle feeling better. So now it's the South getting 3 and the North getting the 1 here in the second half. But Lynn has done a nice job in this game. Ryan Lima has a goal and assist. Galung from Tech has a goal. That kick hooked over to the far side. South kept control. They take the shot, they put it, might have gone through the uprights for a field goal, but it went way up and away and out of play. Almost out of the park. So 6 of the 9 events will be finished in about 18 minutes when this one is over. And they'll all be played on the same day, which has never happened before. And I gotta be honest, I hope it never happens again. It's been great for the kids. I don't know how good it's been for the parents if you have people playing in different games. Especially if you were playing like baseball and softball and you played at 12 or 2 and you had a boys' soccer game at 5:30. And especially on Father's Day, and they knock it home. Somehow that pass got across. And Wheeler had no chance. The net was wide open. The pass came across. Sitting on the doorstep, had 99% of the net to shoot at. All he had to do was just knock it home. And that might have been Maldonado again. He was in the right place at the right time. Pass came from the far side. It went right by everybody. And it wasn't Maldonado. It was Diego Salcido, his running mate from Revere. So the South has got their 3-goal lead back. And if you're a goal scorer, you couldn't ask for a better play. You're standing, the play is way over to the far side, the right side. You're standing on the left side, and somehow everything comes through, and the ball comes right in your lap, and you have 90% of the net to shoot at. All you have to do is knock it home. The goaltender's out of the play. That's a nice save right there by Wheeler on a hard shot from long range. Hustling back is Robert Benavides from Somerville, knocking that out of play. Trying to knock it to the net, they knock it away. They line it up, they let it go. Couldn't get a lot on it, the ball was bouncing. And Foley able to make the save. I don't know if we did it before. Manny Lopes from Revere is the coach of the South. Dave Curley from Rockport for the North. South controlling. How they give it all the way back to Foley. And he boots it over to the far side. And they kick it deep. And a nice little shift gets them by the defense. They kick it ahead. North will collect and send it back the other way. And it went out off Galung. Charles tipped it by. They keep control. Just across midfield as they kick it ahead. And we're going to knock down and we'll get a free kick for the South. Coming out, he waited to see what Luke Martino of Linfield was going to do. I don't know if they communicated because Luke Martino just ducked down at the last minute and Wheeler caught that shot from long range and booted it a long way downfield. And now North with a break from a very tough angle. They had really no chance. Foley came over and blocked the far post. They had no choice except to try and shoot. They were all by themselves. And Foley was able to make the save. I think it was Owen Hardy from Gloucester. North will get the throw in. Yeah, we got to grab a hold, a takedown. Takamo of Everett collided with Hardy of Gloucester. And the North will get a free kick. Right around the 25-yard line. Now they put it back at the 30. Luke Martino will take the kick. Kind of pooches it. And it got knocked over the net off the head of, I think, a South player. North, I think, will get a corner kick. Coming from the near side. I believe it's Owen Hardy taking it from Gloucester. Some of these young men are going to have a little bit of a trip going home. Gloucester, Somerville. Up around. South got a head on it. North got a piece of it. They take the shot. Save by Foley. A good hard shot by Hardy. It bounced around a couple of people. It wound up with Hardy right about the 5-yard line near the near post. And his shot was just grabbed by Foley. Knocked away by the defense. And they took it away from the defense, but nice defensive play by Nick Sablone of Peabody. Solid shot, just went wide. That was Milton Guerra from Revere. Time is slowly becoming the enemy of the North. Trailing 4-1. Walking in, it got blocked. Good defense. I think that's Barrios again. He's played very, very well. So we got under 8 minutes left in his 25th Agganis boys soccer game. They came in a year after baseball and softball. Then came the two latecomers. Basketball will be tomorrow night. It'll be the 16th. And this morning was the two lacrosse games, which were the 9th. Those are the rookies. They blew the whistle for some reason. I think it came up and hit the North player in the hand, and that's why they blew the whistle. So we're under 7 minutes left. So the North is not going to get their sweep in the soccer games. The girl won, but the boys had that little run by the South in the last 10 or 12 minutes of the first half, getting 3 goals. 2 of them by Maldonado. 1 of them by Ryan Lima of English. Lima also assisted on one of the Maldonado goals. They get the shot off. He put too much foot into it. Made a couple of nice moves. Carlos Persona from Everett got around a couple of players and then put a little too much foot into the shot. Six minutes and counting. That sun has just been tough on everybody. And it gets knocked out. Robert Benavides of Somerville knocked it out. He'll have a little bit of a trip to go home. Pass a little bit behind. They've got to get a little giddy up in their step. They're running out of time, although this is virtually over. The South is going to win the game, but North would like to get one or two, make it respectable. South knocks it deep, a foot race, and getting there first was the North to kick it away. I think that was Martino from Linfield. Down deep to the near side. Trying to make a play, trying to center it, can't. South can't make a play. They have to pull it away and push it all the way back to midfield. But it makes no difference with them because the enemy for the South now is the clock to run it out. As we've got 4 minutes and counting. Coming from the near side, the throw in. And they throw it almost out in front. North will kick it away. Along from Tech, looking to get there. Broken up from behind. They're going to call contact on Benavides. He kind of half pushed, half bumped. Going from behind. He'll get the free kick. And it's all academic now because it's 4-1 with 3 minutes left and counting. Blocked by the South and knocked deep by the South. North, we got a hold. And Salcido of Revere, as he held him, he held his arm up like, I didn't do that. So he more or less helped the official make the call. From the 40-yard line. Luke Martino of Linfield had the kick, pushed it to the side. They push it all the way back. Trying to knock it deep. North gets there and keeps it in. And South just took it away. As we're in the final 2 minutes and counting. Maldonado had two solid shots that missed right, then missed left. As a takedown by the South is going to give North a free kick. Then he finally got one and knocked it home. He made a very nice play. The kick from the far side. Came from the far left side. He was on the right side. Got a body on it, knocked it down, and kicked it by the goaltender under the top crossbar into the far corner. And it was 1-0. And then the kick from the near side from Lima. And Maldonado again snuck in between a few defenders out in front, got a head on it, knocked it home, made it 2-0. And shortly after that, Lima got loose on the left side, knocked it behind the goaltender, made it 3-0. And that's the way it stood until the second half when Nick Sablone, I don't want to foul this up, Bibik Kalong from Lynn Tech knocked it in, a pretty goal. Made it 3-1. And then Diego Salcida from Revere got the lone goal for the South in the second half to make it 4-1. And that's where we are, as we're just about running out of time. So Maldonado with 2, Lima with a goal and assist. Kalung from Lynn Tech gets a goal. And the other one, Diego Salcedo from Revere gets the goal. But the South will make it a split in the boys and girls soccer, as the girls South won the first. Excuse me, the girls North won the first. The boys South wins the second for the split. 4-1. They're out to congratulate Foley, the goaltender, who went all the way. And we told you, the South, on demand, they only had one sub, but they got it done. And he did a good job. Even second half, 1-1, but those 3 goals in the first half, 2 by Maldonado with a big difference. Lima played well. Barrios from English played extremely well. Galung from Tech got a goal. Jason Niccolo played well for St. Mary's. Kyle Scheer defensively for the North. Louis Aylmer was another player from English doing a good job. But the South, 3 in the first half. Spencer Butterworth from Masconomet gets the MVP for the North. Michael Maldonado with the 2 goals gets the MVP for the South. And for a lot of these people, it might be the last time they play soccer, officially. They might play for some club teams or neighborhood teams, but playing for school and stuff, hopefully they're going to move on. We wish them the best, all these seniors, especially Mr. Niccolo, who's going into the U.S. Army. We wish him the best of luck. We wish him well in whatever endeavors they step into. It's been fun watching most of these players play, and we've seen most of these players during the 4 years they've been playing, and they put on a good show here today. So 4-1, the South wins the 25th boys soccer game. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.